So you found a car that looks perfect, right? The paint is gleaming, the interior is spotless, and the seller swears it runs like a top. It's incredibly tempting, but that's exactly what they want you to see. They're hoping you'll be so dazzled by the shine that you miss the huge red flags that can turn your dream car into a total financial nightmare. Now, buying used is a smart way to go, but it comes with the risk of getting a lemon, a car with deep hidden problems that will absolutely drain your bank account. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 5 biggest red flags that scream do not buy. And you'll want to stick around for number 5. It's a simple check that almost everyone messes up, and it can save you thousands. Let's get into it. Before you even touch the car, you need to play detective. The investigation starts with the paperwork and how the seller answers your questions. A seller who's hiding something will be fuzzy on the details. So ask direct questions. How long have you owned it? Why are you selling? Any accidents? Where was it serviced? If you get shifty answers, or they say it came from an auction with zero history, that's a major red flag. Your first and most powerful tool is the Vehicle History Report. Before you even agree to see the car, get the Vehicle Identification Number, the VIN, and run a report from a service like Carfax or AutoCheck. These reports spill the tea on a car's past, including deal breakers like a salvage title, which means an insurance company once declared it a total loss. It'll also show you reported accidents, title problems, and odometer rollbacks. Be on high alert for a lemon law buyback or manufacturer buyback, which means the car was so defective it had to be returned. Also ask to see the service records. A thick folder of receipts for regular oil changes and maintenance is like a golden ticket. On the flip side, no records or a spotty history signals possible neglect. If the owner can't show you any history and doesn't have a good excuse, you have to wonder, what are they hiding? A car without a paper trail is a gamble you just can't afford. And if a seller refuses to let you get an independent mechanic to inspect it, that's not a red flag. It's a giant flashing "get out of here" sign. Walk away immediately. All right, the story seems to check out. Now it's time to inspect the car's body, and you're looking for more than just a pretty shine. You're looking for secrets. Just because a history report is clean doesn't mean it's never been wrecked. Plenty of accidents go unreported, and plenty of cars get patched up at cheap, sloppy body shops. First, inspect the paint in bright daylight. Look for mismatched colors between panels. A classic trick is to look at the reflection from an angle. If the reflection warps or the color shifts between the door and the fender, something's up. Check for overspray on the black plastic trim, rubber window seals, or inside the door jambs. A factory paint job is perfect. Sloppy overspray is the calling card of a repair. Also watch out for paint that has a bumpy orange peel texture or tiny little craters called fish eyes. Next, check the panel gaps. Run your finger along the seams between the hood and fenders, and around the doors. These gaps should be perfectly even and consistent all the way around. If a gap is wide on one end and tight on the other, it's a dead giveaway that the panel has been replaced or, worse, the frame underneath is bent. Frame damage isn't just cosmetic, it ruins a car's safety and will give you never-ending alignment and tire problems. Finally, bring a small magnet. Seriously, a simple fridge magnet works. Check it along the lower parts of the car, like the bottom of the doors and fenders. If you find a spot where the magnet suddenly won't stick, you've probably found body filler or Bondo. It's used to smooth out dents before painting, and a thick layer of it means a cheap, shoddy repair is hiding underneath. This is where a good deal can become a mechanical money pit. The good news is, you don't have to be a master mechanic to spot the really bad signs. Pop the hood and start with the fluids. Pull out the engine oil dipstick. Normal oil is a clear amber or dark brown. If it's pitch black and thick like molasses, it's way overdue for a change, which points to neglect. But the real disaster sign is oil that looks milky or foamy, like a chocolate milkshake. That means coolant is getting into the oil, a symptom of a blown head gasket or a cracked engine block. That's a catastrophic, wallet-destroying repair. Wipe the dipstick and check for sparkly metal flakes, which means the engine is eating itself from the inside out. Next, check the transmission fluid. It should be bright red or pink and not smell like much. If it's dark brown or black and has a burnt toast smell, the transmission has likely been overheated and damaged. A new transmission can cost thousands of dollars, so that smell is a major warning. Now, take a look at the belts and hoses. Squeeze the big rubber hoses. They should feel firm. If they're rock hard, mushy, or brittle, they're old and ready to burst. Look at the visible belts for any cracks, fraying, or a shiny glazed appearance. Finally, start the engine and just listen. It should fire up smoothly and settle into a quiet, steady idle. If you hear loud ticking, knocking, or grinding, those are cries for help from deep inside the engine. A car that idles rough, vibrates the whole cabin, or has the check engine light on is literally telling you something is wrong. Ignoring those signs is like ignoring a fire alarm in your house. A flood-damaged car is one of the most dishonest and dangerous things a seller can push on you. These cars are ticking time bombs of rust, mold, and electrical gremlins that can never be truly fixed. Scammers are pros at cleaning them up and moving them to different states to wash the title, hiding their waterlogged past. Your most powerful weapon here is your nose. The second you open the door, take a big sniff. If you get a whiff of anything musty, moldy, or like a damp basement, just walk away. Sellers will try to mask it with an entire can of air freshener, so be really suspicious of an overwhelming new car smell in an older car. That smell is a huge red flag for water damage. Next, use your eyes and hands. Pull back the floor mats and feel the carpet. Press down hard. Is it damp? Look for water stains, mismatched colors, or brand new carpet in an otherwise old car. They might have just ripped out the moldy original to hide the evidence. Get down and look under the seats. See any rust on the seat springs or the bolts holding the seat down? Those areas should never get wet, so rust there is a 5-alarm fire. And don't forget the trunk. Lift up the liner and check the spare tire well for water, mud, random debris, or rust. While you're back there, look closely at the headlights and tail lights. See any condensation or a foggy waterline inside the plastic lenses? Water gets trapped in there during a flood and is almost impossible to get out. Lastly, test every single electronic feature. Are the power windows super slow? Is the radio full of static? Do the dashboard lights flicker? Flood damage destroys a car's electrical system, and these little glitches are often the first sign of a very big, very expensive problem. This is the final exam, and it's the part almost everyone gets wrong. Too many buyers just take the car on a gentle 10-minute cruise around the seller's neighborhood. That tells you next to nothing. A proper test drive needs to be at least 30 minutes long, cover all kinds of driving, and you need to be actively testing the car's systems. First things first, get it on the highway. You have to drive the car at 60 miles per hour or more. A lot of serious engine and transmission problems only show up when the car is under load at high speeds. Does it struggle to get up to speed? Does the transmission shift smoothly, or does it slam into gear or seem confused? Any clunky shifting or hesitation is a massive concern. While you're driving straight on a level road, loosen your grip on the wheel for a second. Does the car pull hard to one side? That could just be an alignment issue, but it could also point to a much bigger problem like suspension or frame damage from an old accident. Next, it's time to test the brakes. Find a safe, empty stretch of road and give the brakes a firm press. Not a panic stop, but a hard one. Does the car pull to one side? Do you feel a pulsing or shaking in the brake pedal or steering wheel? Do you hear any grinding or high-pitched squealing? All of those are signs the brakes need expensive work. Finally, just listen. Turn the radio off for the whole drive. Listen for clunks or knocks from the suspension when you go over bumps. That can mean worn-out shocks or struts. Listen for a humming or grinding noise that gets louder as you go faster, which could be a bad wheel bearing. Pay attention to every little sound. A quiet, smooth ride is a sign of a healthy car. A noisy one is screaming for help. So there you have it. 5 red flags that should have you walking away from a used car deal without looking back. From a shady past to a waterlogged interior, these are the secret sellers are praying you won't find. But now, you know exactly what to look for. Honestly, the single best piece of advice is this. If anything feels wrong, trust your gut and leave. There are thousands of other cars for sale. Don't let a shiny paint job pressure you into a multi-thousand-dollar mistake. If a seller gives you a hard time about any of these checks or refuses to let a mechanic look at it, they're hiding something. You should run, not walk, away from that deal. What's the biggest red flag you've ever come across while car shopping? Let me know down in the comments. And if this video helped you out, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more tips to save you time and money. Drive smart and drive safe.